everyone. Welcome back to Tuesdays with Ted, a time where we have a dialogue with the president of the General Conference at Seventh-day Adventist, Ted N.C. Wilson. And my name is Floyd Peunitz. I am the president of Seventh-day Adventist Kinship International, an organization that is affirming, the only affirming organization of queer Adventists in the Adventist Church. I've been trying to have a dialogue or a conversation with Ted for many years now, and he totally ignores me and sets a precedent for others. And, after all these years of being a gay Adventist, I am still surprised when I hear the hatred that comes from other Adventist, other Christians who claim to be Christian and followers of Christ towards the LGBTQIA plus community. I recently logged on to my to my email and saw that I had a whole slew of emails, comments on my Facebook page from someone named Brian Dale. And he was posting all sorts of 3ABN, Danny Shelton, anti-homophobic or anti-gay, very homophobic slurs on just several dozen of my Facebook posts. And so, no skin off my back. Ignorance is bliss for the person who's ignorant. And so all I did was delete those and report those. But it's just surprising how much trouble someone will go through to try to tell me that I'm going to hell. And kind of sad. But, it all goes back to the message that is sent from people like Ted Wilson, where he condemns homosexuality as one of the worst sins in the Bible, that it's an abomination, et cetera, et cetera. And yet he refuses to talk with someone who is homosexual to try to understand their point of view or where they're coming from or why they are, say that they're homosexual. I'm a very proud gay Adventist, and I don't know if he's afraid to talk with me or if it's beneath him or exactly what it is. Yeah. So last time I said I was going to touch a little bit on coming out ministries and the support that the Adventist Church through the years has given to these Pray Away the Gay organizations or groups. Started back in the late 80s when Colin Cook started a ministry called Quest. And, you can look that up on the internet and get the full story. But Colin Cook was a homosexual, an Adventist minister in the United Kingdom, came to America and decided that he had the cure for homosexuals to turn them into straight heterosexuals. So he opened up a center, and the church thought this was great. Again, they must not have ever talked with Colin Cook extensively or found out what his practice was all about. And so they heavily funded him with monies from the church, from offerings, tithe, whatever, I don't know. But in any case, they funded his ministry. And for several years, they advertised it in the official church publications, advertising that the Adventist Church, via Colin Cook and the Quest Center, had a cure for homosexuality. So a lot of parents sent their young boys to this clinic, this ministry. And it was found out that part of Colin's therapy was very sexually abusive, including extended naked hugs with counselees to desensitize them, where Colin himself was aroused, and just a lot of inappropriate, non-kosher methods of trying to heal these boys. Neither Colin nor the boys ever became straight. Colin is still struggling with it at 80 years old or whatever the age is right now that he is. And none of the boys that went there became heterosexual, and many of them are fairly scarred for life with the procedures that were done to them. The church finally, after quite a while, withdrew their funding for the program, and they never apologized, never brought it up. Hopefully they were totally embarrassed, but they never acknowledged their wrongdoing with this. Fast forward a few decades, and now we have something called Coming Out Ministries, who very much says that they are not a change ministry, but they're pretty much pray away the gay. Their whole point of existence is that it's a sin to be gay, and so you just need to pray and have a relationship with God and hold back, be celibate, do not give in to your urges, and if you need to, get married to a heterosexual partner and live out your life that way. And if you fall, that's okay. Just ask for forgiveness and continue trying to be straight, and never claim that you are gay, because they say that there is no such thing as an orientation. A Christian's orientation should be to Christ, and there's no such thing as a sexual orientation. Well, anyone who has any brains knows that that's BS, and there's no truth in that. And so what they're doing is pretty much the same thing Colin Cook was doing, but they're doing a mental, they're messing you up mentally, trying to give you hope that you can achieve something, and no one has achieved it. Even the founders themselves, the Ron Woolsey, Mike Carducci, and Wayne Blakely, admit that they still have attractions to other guys, but they're either too old to act on them, or they're just doing their best to not act upon their urges, which is just a human control thing. It has nothing to do with God leading you to either be gay or not. I'm not going to get into what the Bible says at this point in this episode, because that's not the relevant point. The relevant point is the damage that these groups are doing to the individuals. Coming Out Ministries has recently purchased a house just across the street from Andrews University, and to make that its headquarters. And they have been harassing the Andrews queer students for quite a while now, and trying to convince them that they need to stop being gay, and to keep praying and to live a life of celibacy. Ted, it's on your shoulders. You are the president. The buck stops with you. Just like with kinship, the buck stops with me. I take responsibility and ownership, and you should do the same and actually learn what it means to be gay, queer, homosexual, LGBTQIA plus, and learn what is possible and what isn't possible. Yes, God is powerful. Prayer is powerful, but prayer has never changed one single person from being gay to being straight. If the people who say that they've come out of that lifestyle, quote unquote, would be honest, they would also tell you that nothing has changed in them, and they still have the same feelings they had before. So that's my plea, Ted, for you to be honest, to admit the church's wrongdoing and the blood that the church has on its hands of the young people whose lives have been ruined because of the support for ministers or ministries like Colin Cook and his Quest ministry, Homosexuals Anonymous, which was also started by Colin Cook, and currently Coming Out Ministries, as well as other equally whatever same sort of ministries around the world. There's some in Brazil. I know there's some in Europe. There's some all around the world. And they only get their support and their permission to do the damage they're doing from you, Ted. So we're praying for you. And hopefully, Ted, you will reach out and actually talk with us, with SDA Kinship. We exist. We're here. We're not going anywhere, and we are Adventist. And yeah, let's talk, and send me a message. info@sdakinship.org is the way to contact me. Look forward to hearing from you.
And does anybody